Before I begin the review, my thoughts are with everybody affected by Hurricane Ian. This storm, this scary, vicious, super strong storm, it's so fucking terrifying to see. The footage from towns and cities in multiple areas with catastrophic levels of flooding, destroyed homes, uprooted lives. It's so fucking sad. It's so fucking terrifying, so fucking horrifying to see. And I feel so bad for everybody in this hurricane's path. And I hope everybody that was in the path was able to evacuate to safety, wherever those safety zones are. I hope you're able to take care of yourselves, your loved ones, and I hope you took your pets with you. Because the rebuilding process to get back to any semblance of a normal life is going to take a long, long time. And that's the unfortunate thing about natural disasters of this scale. And this is a big, big scale natural disaster. And I feel for the people that had their lives uprooted. But pets are family. You need to take care of them, damn it. They're just as scared as you are. I feel for the people. And I really feel for the animals. Thoughts are with everybody affected by Hurricane Ian. Now, I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dynamite from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the land of extreme. EC-Dub, 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 EC-Dub. This is extreme. Except Heyman's in the other company. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. Excalibur, Taz, and Tony Schiavone on commentary. Let's hear it for the Judas. The Jericho Appreciation Society come out in silk purple pajamas. Well, at least Anna Jay looked good, I'll say that much. Well, who's in the ring for this celebration since Chris Jericho won the Ring of Honor Championship to further desecrate and defecate on the legacy of Ring of Honor? Hey, it's anti-vax idiot Luigi Primo. You make it the pizza and you don't take it the shot. Apparently. That's apparently the rumor and scuttlebutt about it. Well, let's just say this much. The guy was a joke gimmick, and if that's the case, well, then he's even more of a joke person. Take the fucking needle. It ain't that goddamn bad. Wouldn't you rather maybe be all right from something? Wouldn't you rather be that way? Well, anyway, nevertheless. Matt Menard. Don't know why I said it like that. He's annoying. And there's pizza there, but none of you get pizza, and Anna Jay stopped... Anna Jay can talk. She seems likable. Her being a heel is fine. These promos are fucking brutal. Fucking goddamn brutal. I'll choke you all out. Don't you threaten people with a good time. This was a bad segment. This was like straight out of WCW 2000 with Vince Russo. This was really, really bad. This was bad comedy. This was bad attempts to like get the crowd riled up. I imagine the ratings probably sunk like a rock. Because Chris Jericho definitely knows how to sink the fucking ratings. So, Daniel Garcia kind of bows up against Chris Jericho. The crowd starts chanting, "You're a wrestler." But he got him a new hat. Oh boy, he got him a new hat. So anyway, Garcia shoves Luigi. And he stays down. He goes to tell Jericho something. Jericho tells him, "I'm going to give you an ultimatum. You choose your words carefully or I'll have to take you out." And then Bryan Danielson shows up to save this segment because Garcia, as talented as he is, cannot save it on his own. And he says, you know what? You could stay with the Jericho Appreciation Society. You can come train with us. You could team with them. You could team with us. I don't care. You could do everything on your own. You're gonna make it after all. And then Garcia basically says he's had enough. What if I decide to throw this pizza down? Would that be entertaining? What if I decide to, pick Luigi up and beat him up? Would that be entertaining? What if I decide to team up with Justin Roberts? Would that be entertaining? Bryan Danielson says, what if I choke him out with his tie? No, you did that, and it didn't really work out all that well, even though it was funny. But anyway, this kept going. Then Matt Menard decides to get pissed and says, "Hey, Bryan, why don't we have a match?" Bryan says, "Well, yeah, I want to have a match. Let's do it now." Regal joins commentary, and then the music guy gets off his goddamn tits by accidentally playing some of Danielson's theme. Good job there, music guy. And Bryan Danielson took on Matt Menard, and the match should have been 5 minutes, went through a break, and Parker tried to interfere, and then Claudio just carried him out and said, "Ha ha, I'm going to carry out this small kid." And then Bell Lock won it. There you go. It's really not all that much to the match. It's not, and I'm sorry, but Menard is on commentary on AEW Dark Elevation, or Dark, I actually don't remember which one, and I'm glad that he has employment, but now the character's just grating. Shivani talks about Moxley as champ. I want to say right now, Tony Schiavone doing these sit-down pre-tape packages, good idea. Have JR do them too. Shivani, because of his rich history in wrestling, even though he's out of wrestling for a while, this is good. This is a good use for Shivani. Don't always have him on commentary. Mix a man out. Use his cachet as somebody that people revere. Video package on Juice Robinson. Package on MJF. The loyal devil worshippers. Let me just say right now that a particular person that MJF went after, a guy who claims to be a, wrestling insider, but also mentioned something about wearing something with a swastika on it. Go ahead and do that around MJF. He will punch you out, and you're a little bitch, and you won't be able to do anything, because that guy looks like a fucking boiled egg with a beard on it. It's like if you tried the operation game, or you tried the little hair game, and you tried to draw something on there, the little magnet dealy, and you wouldn't have been able to even get the hair that bad. So yeah, MJF doing that would be entertaining as fuck, because the little bitch would cower, because that's all the little bitches do. And he claims to be a good Christian. Let me say right now, there are plenty of good Christians, Catholics, and plenty of good religious people around the goddamn world that use the teachings of God for good reason. That is a fake fucking Christian, and he deserves to be shunned and humiliated until he, hopefully, just crawls back into whatever hole he came out of. Maybe his mother should be brought up on capital charges for what she did. But anyway, so Wheeler Yuta comes out. He calls out MJF. He does crack his voice during the promo, but you know what? Whatever, doesn't matter. Gonna ignore that. Because he's not used to cutting fired up promos in front of big crowds. Whatever. He had good verbiage. He did some good stuff. MJF shows up, yells at Shivani, yells at the fans, even mentions something about Joe Frazier. But Joe Frazier is dead. The shut the fuck up chance. He even praises Yuta, talking about their history, and then does local sports team talk. Oh no, I'm not supposed to say that. MJF's a tremendous promo. Sometimes his promos do kind of veer into just being sort of the same, but 90% of the time his fucking promos are on fire. I'm so fucking happy he's getting paid. Because that guy has deserved to get paid over $1 million since he first signed with the fucking company. He is one of the fucking pillars. And Tony Khan better open up the goddamn checkbook to keep him. So anyway, Yuta says, okay, we're just going to have to do this. Well, bad things happen in Philly. He tries to go for MJF. The Guns come out. And I mean the Guns, the team, the Guns, that probably should have been worded a little bit better. And MJF says, you want to see us face off in Philly? No, it'll be next year in Dumpy, D.C. Oh yeah, Washington, D.C. for the anniversary of Dynamite. You know, I like the fact they're going to have the anniversary of Dynamite in D.C. That's a good idea, because that's where the first Dynamite was, just in case you didn't guess. And this is a good segment. And then Sanjay in a pre-tape yells about Darby, who got staples in his head. Because Darby, even though he certainly does some cool shit, likes to damage himself and doesn't want to walk by the age of 35. Darby's facing Lethal next week. Wild Thing, you make Billy sing. Juice Robinson against Jon Moxley. AEW World Title Eliminator match, and man, oh man, this fell off. This really fell off. Apparently, Juice Robinson is not tied to New Japan. Yet he had the Bullet Club insignia for his intro. Maybe it's going to be on a pay-per-appearance basis. Honestly, Juice Robinson, I think, has gone about as far as he could go in New Japan. But something fell off about this. Both guys bled. There were some clubbing blows. There was some good stuff. We got Pulp Friction for 2. We did get some stomps, and then an armbar tapped out Juice. Something didn't quite click about this, in my personal opinion. It wasn't bad, but then Hangman's Dolly Parton pink shirt got a pop. Hangman got some cowboy shit chance, but some fans are just fed up with him. Largely due to the fact that he wasn't booked all that well as world champion. Hangman's got good ability. Bit of a shit stirrer backstage because he's friends with the Elite, but nevertheless, at least he's still over with some fans, but the bloom's off the rose. They had a bit of a stare down. MJF yells from the skybox, says, you guys can battle each other, but you're only battling to face me and lose to me. And then Wheeler Yuta attacks him in the skybox. They fight into the first couple seats, or first couple rows, and somebody was probably coming back with a drink like, this is my seat, and well, these wrestlers have taken it, so whatever. What can I do? I paid $20 for this fucking beer. Paying for beer at stadiums or arenas is stupid. Get loused before or soused before you come to the goddamn show. No, actually don't. So anyway, we then have a package on Bandito. Once again, Tony Schiavone's pretty good on these. And then noted defender of abusers, Soraya. You know what? I'll learn to say her name right when she pulls her fucking head out of her ass. That might explain the neck issue she has. More on this fucking segment here in a bit, because I'm just going to say right now that I was a defender of Paige for many, many years. And the stuff about the Brad Maddox, Xavier stuff, that sex tape being leaked, that's bullshit. That was fucking bullshit. That shouldn't have happened. And I was even on her side with the Alberto Del Rio, Alberto El Patron, named a drink Patron to fucking deal with that. But once she got engaged to him, I knew that there was going to be a problem, because I knew that she had never head on goddamn straight, and that pretty much got proven when she tried to come back and then, got busted in the back, and people blamed Sasha, despite the fact that, Soraya, Paige at the time, her slinky neck wouldn't hold up and everything. And now, ever since then, she's been getting basically paid to either be the GM or sit at home and collect a paycheck. I'm not saying she hasn't traveled on the road and been a mania and been in other stuff and everything before getting released. And look, I get it. I get that she probably was upset about not being able to be cleared. But considering that she did get cleared and then literally took, I think was back for 2 fucking months, if that, and then got injured. Now she's with a guy named Ronnie Radke, or whatever the fuck it is. Some kind of radish fuck. Ronnie Radish. Let's just call him that. A guy that has a lot of criminal charges against him. And is a horrible musician. Fucking terrible. Guy wouldn't have no talent if it slapped him in the goddamn face. And he deserves to be fucking slapped in the face, by the way. But yeah. I don't know how much thought that Soraya put into her goddamn outfit, but more would have helped. Because it was a fucking clash of styles. Not a train in vain clash, but just a clash. She says, hey, I am the revolution. You were. You fucking were. You haven't been the revolution for years. This ain't your house anymore, despite what Philly said. It ain't been your house for a while. You got evicted, bitch, because you decided to basically associate with the wrong goddamn people. So you're getting ousted of the goddamn house, and we're putting new tenants in with blackjack and hookers. No, maybe not that. She says, hey, come on, women, come on out. So, yeah, all the women division, or all of the women come out from the division. And by all, I mean Tony, the current AEW interim women's champion, by the way, that somehow feels less important now that she's champion. And that's really sad. Athena, Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale. Is Willow Nightingale even signed by AEW? I believe she's under a Ring of Honor contract, but Willow's got personality and ability to actually put on some good matches. And Madison Rayne. At least I think that was Madison Rayne. And Paige says, Paige even pauses a few times during this long promo that's kind of done in sections, but to get reactions from the fans. And there are a few people that reacted, but other people were like, shit, she's just the same dumb bitch on her 5th face and her 7th return. I mean, what the fuck's going on here? And then Britt Baker shows up with Jamie Hayter. Oh, sweet Jesus, Jamie Hayter. Was the most over woman in this segment, by the way. Somebody pointed out that Toni Storm doesn't feel like the top 3 most important woman in, the company. Toni Storm wasn't even the top 3 most important person featured in this segment. And that's not her fault. Not even the fault of anybody that, that's not even the fault of any of the women that aren't all that great at wrestling. There's Penelope. I like Penelope. I don't know why Penelope's associated with Britt beyond being a heel. But Britt basically makes a comment like, I put my neck on the line. Which, well, that's, but unlike yours, mine actually works. Oh, I mean, you had to know she was going to fucking say that. Because there's a reason why WWE's doctors didn't clear Paige. Yes, they eventually cleared Bryan. Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Bryan, Paige. As far as headaches, Bryan's up here. Edge got cleared in 2020. Edge, Paige. Even Christian, I'm just saying, my point is, Paige's star freaking evaporated a while ago. And then, of course, this was cringy. This was like straight out of the Total Divas era in WWE. This was straight out of like when they didn't know what the fuck to do with the Knockouts division and Impact. This was bad. Jamie got a lot of chance because Jamie Hayter is over. Jamie Hayter needs to be the one to beat old Jade. She ain't gonna be, but she should be. And then Saraya says, it's nice to have a boss that listens to me. You mean the boss or the bosses or the people that paid you for how many years when you were on the shelf? You probably got a pretty healthy paycheck. More of a healthy paycheck than your fucking pathetic ass ever deserved. So maybe Paige, Saraya, I love you. I used to. Saraya. Quit being a defender of noted abusers. Quit being a goddamn stupid twat with your head up your ass. Maybe, just maybe, have a little bit of fucking self-awareness, and then maybe people won't pick on you. Or people will. Now, any Paige, Saraya fans in the comments, you can go ahead and say what the fuck you want. I defended her in the past. I'm fucking done with it. I hope that this leads to some good stuff, but she's just doing the same shit she did in WWE. Will she get cleared? Probably. And guess what? If she can work a safe enough style, fine. It can't hurt the women's division. It will end up hurting Saraya when eventually her neck does like the slinky and Ace Ventura 2 and stops at the bottom step and then falls over and she can't get back up. Oh dear. And then karma might bite her in the fucking ass. And then maybe she realize, hey, wait a second. Maybe I shouldn't have associated with such pieces of shit, and I should have actually been grateful for what I fucking got. So anyway, that's all I gotta fucking say. Yeah, a boss that, listens to me. They should have fired her years ago if that's the attitude she was gonna fucking have. So, by the way, then Saraya says, it's gonna be a lumberjack match. And she had to go for the women. For the women's championship. Yeah, Tony's the women's champion. You claim to know her. You fucking twat. Anyway, enough dumping on Paige Raya there. The crowd went mild when the lumberjack thing was announced. And then she joins commentary. Tony took on Serena in a lumberjack match where, look, the crowd went mild. The women did some good stuff. They did. Nobody cared. Nobody fucking cared. It was a little bit awkward because you had the women out there doing their stuff. Jamie and Willow just fought off, or Jamie got chased off by Willow. And it clicked at times. At least they were able to do some good stuff. Avalanche pile driver off the ropes. 1, 2, 3. I would say that would knock some sense into Serena, but that's unlikely. And then we get Shivani with the Acclaimed, and then Keith Lee says, hey, congratulations, but we're going to want our shot at some point. Okay, so it's an open challenge, by the way, for Rampage by the Acclaimed, and 2 teams answer, and we find out why in the pitch a little bit later. And then Andrade Olio is upset at Butcher and Blade, but especially Private Party, and Jose basically tells them to shape up or they're out, and then Matt Hardy says, hey, come with me, and you'll be in a land of pure inebriation. Oh, wait, that's my brother. He will be out of rehabilitation. Okay, that was mean. But in all honesty, it seems like they're going to reunite Matt and Private Party. At this point, Matt shouldn't be in the ring, and neither should Jeff. And Private Party, I hate to say, are damaged goods. So, Ricky Starks beat Eli Isom quickly with a spear and a Rochambeau. Maybe if they'd done a few more matches like that instead of these long, endless talking segments. Yeah. Because I'll tell you right now, I mean, it was a noble effort with the women, but it didn't work. Rampage is going to be Roosh versus John Silver, Acclaim versus Private Party, Butcher and Blade, and Willow versus Jamie, Hook Talks, Lee Moriarty versus Del Sol, and then Dynamite is going to be National Scissoring Day. No, really, that's something we're calling it. MJF versus Yuta, Darby versus Lethal. Luchasaurus is in action. We pitched to Jungle Boy Luchasaurus promo package, well, mainly from Jungle Boy. And then it's going to be Garcia and Danielson versus Jericho and Sammy, because Garcia had alluded to them teaming up a little bit later, or a little bit earlier in the show. Bandito gets Bandito didn't get much of a reaction, and that's unfortunate. I mean, he did later in the match, but I just mean for his entrance. Let's hear it for the Judas again. Ian Riccaboni joins commentary. Bandito carried Jericho in this Ring of Honor World Championship match. Bandito did a delayed vertical for like a fucking minute that was very impressive. That was impressive. That was good shit. Jericho can't do shit. He tried to do the walls, the Lion Tamer. He was struggling. Super fall away, moonsault, slam. That was fucking beautiful. Bandito was very talented. The 21 plex is finisher, but just for 2 because Jericho must kick out of everything. The mask got pulled down, and oh no, Bandito couldn't see the rope, how close he was, and he tapped out to the Lion Tamer. Then Jericho cuts a promo saying he's going to take out Ring of Honor's legacy. You already have. And then he hits a low blow and a juice effect to the ring announcer. Yeah. That's it for Dynamite. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Wicklund. I'll see you soon.